right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rahakodash. I want to give double honors to our apostles and other bishops at Great Millstone who continue to rule well and guide us through the Spirit. And peace and blessings, shalom to the Most High's hopefully elect across the four corners of the earth. I'm the brother Yagadal Amawan from GMS Houston, back with another lesson. All right, and this really will be a quick hit. All right, and just the times that we're in right now, man, we're getting closer to the end, so we have less room for error. We have less room for weird shit. We have less room for rebelling against the Spirit. We have less room, all right, for not taking heed to admonishment, correction, all right. And that don't have to be directly, all right. You can, hey, we watch videos constantly, and you might get cut by a video. All right, it might not particularly pertain to you at that time period, all right, but you take heed and beware that these spirits exist, man. There's a spirit of doubt that can get on you, all right. There's a spirit of pride getting puffed up that can get on you, man. Okay, whatever our weaknesses are, the demons know where to attack, man. So we have to lock into the Spirit, okay, and make sure that we are taking heed to the spiritual warnings that's going out through the brotherhood, through these viral epistles, okay, through personal conversations, through direct conversations, all right, with brothers amongst the body, man, because this is the body of Yahweh Shai. Okay, this is the body of men who make up the house of David, which is the house of righteousness. Okay, but I just wanted to go through these last three verses in the NLT. This is Proverbs Salaki. His allergies been kicking my butt, man. The crazy thing, I don't even have allergies. This devil, he know when he's getting ready to try to do something, because all of a sudden everybody starts getting sick. All right, but this is Proverbs 15 in the NLT. Proverbs 15, and I'm going to start at verse 31 in the NLT. It says, if you listen to constructive criticism, you will be at home among the wise. All right, you have to be in a mind frame to where, all right, you always know that if a brother is coming to me, or if an order is going out, or if there's some type of critique that's been voiced aloud, all right, that is constructive criticism. Why? Because it's coming from a potential man of the Lord, okay? All right, which any brother that's amongst the body, all right, you're looked at as a man of the Lord. That's why you have been through a vetting process. That's why you've been through, all right, trooper's test, all right, to show that you are deserving of being amongst the body, all right, Lord willing, to the end, okay? But if you listen to constructive criticism, all right, you will be amongst the wise, man. And that's why how you stay amongst the wise in the true living, okay, is by taking heed to that constructive criticism, okay? Like I said, sometimes it might not apply to you directly at that time, man, but you still, hey, let me put that in my arsenal. Let me ask the Most High to keep that spirit from me, or if it comes to it that I'm able to get over that stumbling block without tripping and falling. Okay, in verse 32, it says, if you reject discipline, you only harm yourself. And I'll speak for myself first and foremost. I have many accounts where I put myself in situations because I wasn't being disciplined. Okay, regardless that I knew the right thing to do, but yeah, that's what the whole objective of the demon, to get you to go off. But what does the demon do? It gives you other ideas, all right, or suggestions outside of what's right. All right, you start trying to figure out a more comfortable way to go about something. All right, you start trying to figure out what's more conducive for how you want things to play out. All right, when the most of the majority of the time, all right, you're gonna have to do what's uncomfortable. Okay, but after a while, that discipline of doing something uncomfortable becomes first nature. Okay, and you grow from it. The Most High rewards you because of that. Okay, but when you stay away from discipline, okay, you can't call yourself a student of Yahweh Shem Shai, man. Okay, because you're not going the way which was intended for the men of the Lord, okay, to go through, to burn off these impurities through the spiritual fire, okay, to grow and from that carnal man to the spiritual man continually. Okay, but reading on, it says, but if you listen to correction, you grow in understanding. Actually, I jumped the gun. It said it beautiful. If you listen to correction, you grow in understanding. Okay, because what's going to happen if you don't listen to the correction, man? All right, you're going to waste time doing, instead of acknowledging, Scripture said, acknowledge your sin. Okay, you can't start the building process or the healing process or whatever you want to say, all right, until you acknowledge, okay, that there was a correction needed, man. Okay, so the faster you listen to the correction, man, the faster you can start your edification process of building off of that point, man. Okay, growing. Now you have experience. Okay, now you see the downside, okay, of not taking heed to certain things in the scriptures, man. Okay, because we know, as the scriptures say, man, that everything that is lawful is not expedient, man. So we still have to make sure we're rightly dividing the word. Okay. Okay, so when we come into these situations, man, hey, sometimes the correction can go ahead of time, man. As far as you might have heard something in the past, like I said a second ago, you might hear a lesson or something, and it might be going into some things that specifically that a brother might get caught up on or do, and it don't pertain to you right then and there. But it might be months down the line, all right, you find yourself in a situation, you remember, all right, that lesson, and on top of you, hey, you ask the Most High, though, don't let me be susceptible to that demon, all right. So when the time comes, hey, you already took the correction, man, because you was humble enough to say, you know what, I'm able to fall to that, all right. We're not impenetrable from demonic forces. Okay, until we get out of this flesh, we are susceptible, all right, to attacks, which that's going to happen, man. And now we're seeing a high level of demonic attacks, and that just means the Most High is allowing Satan to test us just like he did Job, okay? And we're seeing very much so the very close similarities of what Job went through is things that a lot of brothers are dealing with, man. Okay? All right? But that's the whole point of this, man. We are going to get it perfect in the flesh. So we have to always be ready to take correction so we can grow to the next level of glory. Okay? But verse 33, it says, Fear of the Lord teaches wisdom. Humility precedes honor. Okay? So what does that mean? Humility precedes honor. Humility has to come before the honor. Okay? The scriptures talk about us being fools for Yahweh's sake. Okay? We're supposed to be looked at as laughing stocks. Okay? Yeah, that's what the Lord wanted to do, man. That's part of proving our faith. He may go out there and look crazy, all right, for my son's sake and mine. Okay? So at the end of it, okay, when things get put in its proper order, all right, the ones who are able to show that level of humility, okay, become that spectacle, all right, they're going to receive great honor. What's the highest level of honor is going to be salvation when the destruction comes, all right, and be part of the vision that Ezra saw, okay, with Yahweh placing crowns upon, all right, the men's heads that stood stiffly for the names of Yahweh Shem Yahweh, man. Okay, so to obtain that, what are we going to have to do? We're going to have to take heed to constructive criticism. All right, we're going to have to accept and deal with discipline first and neglect, all right, the other options that pop in your mind, which is nothing but demonic forces kicking in, man. Instead of you doing what's right the first time, you start trying to figure out an easier way. Okay, that's not how it's supposed to. We have to go up through Yahweh Shai. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. All right, Shalom.